This conference will now be recorded.
Hey guys, welcome back. So now here in this session, I'll cover a pretty important topic called ASAP methodology or project phase. If you are able to remember the previous session where I have covered types of project. So in types of projects, we are having the first project type was implementations. If you have a look on that PPT, I've specified that implementation project is going to be segregated in 5 phases. So those phases are going to be discussed one by one in next session. So here in this session, we are going to discuss those phases. Okay. Now, here, okay. Now here in my entire tutorial, I'm going to cover implementation project itself, guys. Why? Because there is a reason behind that. Now, implementation project, since we are having 4 kind of project, that is implementation, then we are having rollout, okay, then we are having upgrade, and then we are having support. I'm typing in shortcut guys here. So now here 4 kind of project. If you talk about implementation project, guys, here we have to perform A to Z activity. It means 100% of the activities are going to be, okay, whereas in rollout only 60% of the activities are going to be performed. Even in upgradations also, technical consultant involvement will be there. Our part is most likely testing and few configurations will be there. So hardly, let's suppose 40 or 50%, let's suppose, activities are going to be performed. And support project means limited number of requirements you guys are going to get, right? So in support project, sometime I have received a requirement from, let's suppose, a topic called A. Sometime I have received the requirement from topic called C. So even in support project also, you're not going to get the opportunity to learn each and everything. Okay. From whichever area you are going to get the requirement, you will be making some research in that area, and then you are going to provide the solutions. So here also, hardly, let's suppose, 50%. So here, if somebody is having knowledge of implementation project, it means we assume that this particular candidate is having a complete knowledge of SAP, and that too a particular module I'm talking about, right? Implementation means module wise implementations are like you're working as a FICO consultant. So you have to do configurations and all customizations related to FICO. Somebody is there working as a SD consultant, that person is going to take care of all SD related configurations. Somebody is there as consultant, so he is going to, or she is going to take care of all related configurations, guys. So implementation means a whole complete team will be there, and everybody are going to take care of their respective module. In the sense, they will do all the configurations related to their respective module. Okay. Now, if you are a beginner, freshers, first time you are watching and you're going through this SAP, so here there might be a question, what is this configurations? And also, don't worry, once I start the practical session, then multiple configurations we are going to do, guys. You guys will be having perfect understanding about all the configurations and all, right? Now, so here what is happening, guys, and this is why even if you have a look on the job portals, so there if you are going to check the requirement, then every organizations are going to specify that, let's suppose I'm looking for SAP consultant, they must be having idea of implementation project. Implementation must. Why? Because they know that somebody who is having idea of implementation project, it means that candidate is a perfect candidate. Why? Because that candidate is having idea of each and every topic, right? So which is why implementation project is preferred. And since implementation means you know each and every activity, you know A to Z topic. So that's what I'm going to cover, implementation project. So that if you are having idea of implementation project, or anyone who is having idea about implementation project, then that particular candidate can work even in rollout project also, upgrade project also, and support project also. Because these are 40%, 50%, 60%, these all comes under, these all are under 100% itself, right? So I'll cover implementation project. Now, if you talk about, okay, so whatever the implementation project is there, let's suppose, so here in previous session I have taken example of Tata Motor, right? So let's suppose Tata Motor has decided to use SAP, right? So what will happen, guys? It doesn't mean that Tata Motor is going to contact directly to SAP itself. SAP is of course an ERP. At the same time, it's an organization also, a very huge organization, guys, right? So the organization name is also SAP itself. Now, so Tata Motor, I said, like, let's suppose Tata Motor has to use SAP now. They don't want to use whatever ERP they are using right now is a very small, like let's suppose Tally or any other ERP, QuickBook, right? These are small ERPs. Now, so what is happening, guys? So what is the, like I said, like if Tata Motor decided to use SAP, it doesn't mean that they are going to contact SAP itself directly. SAP means what, guys? They are going to charge, like their main major role is like, let's suppose if any implementation is going to happen in Tata Motor. So whatever the users are there, okay, let's suppose Tata Motor is having 1,000 users or 10,000 users or 20,000 users. Users means employee, the people who is going to work on SAP, those users I'm talking about, right? I'm not talking about the laborers or engineers or the people who doesn't have, who like they're working on the field and they have nothing to do with the SAP system and all. So I'm not talking about those people. Whichever the users are working on SAP, guys, for every user IDs are required. So per user ID was the amount is going to be charged by SAP. They will charge like, okay, amount is going to be charged by SAP. So we are not going to go in detail like how much amount is going to be charged by SAP and all. Anyway, that is going to be discussed by higher level management, and that is their heading. Now here, so what will happen, guys? If Tata Motor has to use SAP, it doesn't mean that directly they are going to buy the software access and then they will start using. They are not the expert, right? So here, first of all, the customization is required. Customization in the sense like whatever software, let's suppose they got the software access, but still they don't know how to customize, because as per their requirement, it is supposed to be customized or it is supposed to be configured. How the configurations are going to be done, as I told you, I'll cover again. So these configurations are supposed to be done. And who is going to configure this SAP, guys? So someone who is the expert of this ERP, that person itself is going to configure. And who is the expert? So of course you are the expert. You know how to configure SAP. Not now, but after this complete tutorial and all, of course you guys will be having huge idea about these all things, right? So you people are the expert. And like let's suppose, so if you are the expert, it doesn't mean that, and you are not the employee of Tata Motor. Why? Because you guys are employee of top IT companies, so top consulting companies. So now here what will happen when the Tata Motor has to use this SAP? Tata Motor is going to contact certain consulting companies, certain IT companies, right? So here, like let's suppose IBM, TCS, right? Let's suppose Infosys, Wipro, isn't it? Several what to say IT companies are there in the market. Cognizant, Convergys, right? I'm talking about like HCL, right? Big player I'm talking about. Here on finger itself, I can count more than 100 big organizations I'm talking about, right? So these all are the consulting companies, IT companies, guys, and these people will be having a huge team of SAP consultant. Okay, after learning these course and all, you guys are going to be, since you're having idea, you're having knowledge of SAP configurations and all everything. So what is happening, guys? So you guys are going to become SAP consultant, and you will be the employee of these companies are going to hire SAP consultant, and they will make a huge team. So what will happen, guys? When the Tata Motor has to use SAP, then what will happen? SAP is supposed to be implemented in their organizations, right? So in order to implement SAP in Tata Motor is going to contact either IBM, TCS, Infosys, Wipro, HCL, any of the consulting companies or any of these IT companies, because they know that these people are having huge team of consultant. So these people will install this SAP in Tata Motor, and these people will customize this SAP for Tata Motor so that they can use this, right? Again, in that also a huge number of processes there, guys. Tata Motor is quite clever. If they have to like go for SAP installations and all, it doesn't mean that they are going to invite only single player. First of all, what will happen, guys? Tata Motor is going to invite quotations from these all organizations, might be from 5 organizations, 10 organizations, right? So Tata Motor is going to invite quotations. These all organizations are going to send quotations that, okay, we will charge, like, let's suppose 10 crore, 15 crore, 20 crore, 40 crore, 30 crores, different amounts are going to be charged. This amounts also is going to be decided like based on the size of the organizations, right? So let's suppose finally, like, let's suppose, so whatever the quotations has been sent to Tata Motor, now their management is going to check each and every quotations. They are going to compare all the quotations, and then they are going to decide which one is the best deal for them, right? Now they decided, okay, IBM is charging less, and whatever, like, not only amount, guys, even multiple other things also will be there in that. Like, let's suppose amount, of course, amount matters. Apart from this, again, somebody is saying that I will charge so and so amount, and I'll provide 1 year free of cost support. So that also matters, because after implementations, still Tata Motor required the assistance or help of consultant, because if any issues are there, if any errors are appearing, who is going to resolve this, right? So again, for support also they need to contact, right? So now here what is happening? So let's suppose they decided that, okay, IBM is going to implement this SAP in Tata Motor, right? Then what will happen? Then they are going to confirm the conditions of this IBM, and then finally what will happen, guys? IBM is going to send a team of experts, first of all, to interact with the client, right? IBM is going to send a team of consultant, and if you talk about my organizations, guys, so whatever team is going to be sent at client location for the further discussions, that is called COE. This is called Center of Excellence team. Okay, Center of Excellence team is nothing but the team of experts. Okay, let's suppose here in COE team, let's suppose there is total like 10 members are there. So 10 members means these all 10 members are 10 different, 10 consultants from different module, and these people will be having 12 years, 15 years plus experience. Why? Because once they are going to visit the client location, then of course client will be having multiple questions, right? They'll be having multiple queries that, okay, this is what the, from every department, their departmental head will be sitting over there, and these people are going to put lots of questions that in my department I need such kind of requirement, I am having so and so requirement, so is it possible to make through SAP? So who is going to answer these all questions, guys? Of course, experts. The moment they are going to hear the questions and all, they will be able to understand, first of all, the question need to be understand, and then it is going to be answered by these people, right? So COE team, it means Center of Excellence team. It means a team of experts are going to be sent to the client locations. These people are going to have interaction with the client. These people are going to have a discussion with the client, right? And then what will happen, guys? These people there itself, they are going to prepare certain PPT and all. Okay, they'll be having interaction with the in the form of enterprise structure also. Okay, what is this enterprise structure? Again, this is a separate, like if you talk about the configurations, guys, configurations are going to be started from enterprise structure itself. So now what I'll do, guys, I'll anyway, so enterprise structure I have I'm going to cover in the it is covered in the next session. In the sense, upcoming session, configuration is going to be started from enterprise structure itself, right? So I've given a very unique lecture on this enterprise structure, guys. Don't worry, with all entire explanations theoretically and practically, both are given over there. Okay, now, so multiple things are going to be discussed with the client, and then finally what is happening, guys? If the client is satisfied with all the discussions and all, then entire whatever the agreement is there is going to be signed, right? They will be having discussion also, client, they'll be having discussion regarding like, okay, if the SAP is going to be implemented, then how much time it is going to take, that also matters, right? Let's suppose client is saying that it is supposed to be done in 8 months, 9 months, 7 months, right? And apart from this, multiple other conditions also, like let's suppose, like if the deadline, let's suppose client is saying that it's supposed to be, let's suppose both party agreed that it is supposed to be implemented in 8 months. It means after 8 months, SAP will be ready to use by Tata Motors. So what will happen if it is not ready after 8 months? Then client will say then we are going to charge some penalty, might be 5% every month of total entire project amount, right? So these all conditions are going to be agreed, and then finally a PO is going to be signed off. Okay, or forget about the PO, agreement is going to be signed off between the Tata Motor and IBM, because IBM won the bidding, right? So now see, sending quotation is nothing but a bidding only. It means like everybody are going to bid some amount, and who is won? Let's suppose IBM won this bidding, so IBM got the project. So now what will happen, guys? These all discussions are going to happen, and then these people are going to agree on the terms and conditions, and then finally the client is going to, then there'll be agreement is going to sign off. Client is going to pay some down payment, in the sense some advance amount is going to be, token amount is going to be paid by client, and then what is happening again? So these IBM is going to send a team of consultant. IBM is going to, first of all, a team is required, guys. If you talk about the SAP implementation, so of course, like one consultant is not going to do all the configurations and all. Of course, a team is required. So IBM is going to send a team, and this team is responsible for implementing SAP into Tata Motor, right? So now here I'll come back on PPT. So when, let's suppose, so I said like implementation. So whatever the implementations are there, guys, this entire implementations are going to be segregated in certain phases. Okay, and that phase is called ASAP methodology or is project phase. Okay, now here I'll show. Look at here. ASAP methodology is nothing but accelerated SAP methodology. It's a methodology which is going to accelerate the speed of implementation, guys, right? Because we have to achieve the deadline. At 8 months deadline is given by client, or 9 months, whatever the deadline is given by client, you must have to implement entire SAP within that deadline, right? So what is happening, SAP, so we are having this ASAP methodology is there. This is going to be followed. ASAP methodology means this entire implementation project is going to be segregated in certain phases. And what are those phases, guys? These are the 5 phases. Every phases are having certain name. This, like project preparations, blueprint, realizations, final preparations, and go live. So what will happen in each and every phase, that you guys need to know, because there are multiple questions which is going to be asked by people from this ASAP methodology, isn't it? So I'll cover these all things in details. Now here, so these 5 phases are supposed to be followed. So now in every phase, certain activities are going to happen, guys. Those activities I'll explain one by one. So here, first of all, phase number 1, project preparation phase. Look at here, during this phase, the team goes through initial planning and preparations for SAP project. So what is happening here? First of all, the team size and team members are going to be decided. Generally what happens, see, whenever like let's suppose the agreement is signed off, agreement sign off is done, everything is done from client side and between IBM, then what is happening, guys? For this project, one project manager is going to be, this project is going to be assigned to a project manager, a particular person, a senior person is going, so this project is going to be assigned, handed over to a particular manager, that is called project manager. Okay, so now what will happen, guys? So now here the implementation of this SAP, and that too in Tata Motor, is responsibility of that particular project manager, right? Now, so what will happen, guys? Project manager cannot implement this project alone. Of course, the project manager need a team of consultant who is going to implement this SAP. Project manager is nothing but leader, right? So project manager is going to lead the team, but ultimately who is going to do all the configurations, who is going to perform all the testing? It's consultant, and multiple consultants are required because several modules will be there in the picture, guys. Like let's suppose a multiple consultant will be there, FICO consultant, MM consultant, SD consultant, PP, QM, PS, right? Several consultants will be there, HR consultant. So there'll be a team. So project manager is going to, first of all, project manager has to set a team of consultant, right? So the first thing is, like, so in first phase, what is happening, guys? First of all, project manager, the project got assigned to a particular project manager, and what project manager is going to do? So project manager has to decide the first thing, like team size and team member. First of all, what should be the size of this team, right? Okay, how many members are required? So let's suppose 30 or 40 members. Okay, now, so here let's suppose total 40 members are required or 30 members are required. Okay, so here again, this is also the number of consultant. How it is going to be decided, guys? So that is going to be decided based on the size of the organizations. It's small company, medium sized companies, large companies, right? So based on that, the project manager is going to decide, and this team is going to be like number of members based on the requirement. The moment, you know, like entire implementations, once it goes in progress and all, then what is happening, guys? The number of consultants are going to be increased or decreased also. Generally, I'll tell you, in my experience, I haven't seen where the team size is going to be decreased. Always it is going to be increased only. Okay, always it is going to be increased only. So now here, initially the project manager decided to make a team of 30 people. So again, the next question is, who these all 30 people? So team member, in the sense, what are these all 30 people are? That is also supposed to be, right? So now 30 members are required. So where, like, he has to get those 30 members. So how to go this 30 members, guys? So now here, so this 30 members are like, is going to be hired for this project. These 30 members are going to be hired for this project. So hiring, how the hiring is going to happen, guys? So hiring is, it could be internally and externally both. Now the question is how the internally, how the candidates are going to be hired internally. So I'll tell you. Now generally, if you guys are part of a particular organizations, let's suppose if you are having experience. If already you are working in certain project, no matter whether it is let's suppose even it is a different domain itself, but still I'll tell you guys generally what happens. Let's suppose you are working in some different project, okay, in different process. So this entire process is going to be treated as a project. You are the part of a project, and in that project, let's suppose there is a team of total 50 people, right? There is a team of total 50 people. Okay, say for example, now you are the part of TCS. Okay, you are the part of TCS, or else like you are the part of IBM itself. Here, so you are working on a particular project, and in that project, let's suppose total 50 members are there. Okay, so IBM got certain process from a different organizations. Okay, let's suppose IBM got some account payable process from different organizations, and IBM has hired 50 employee on their payroll, and these people are going to take care of account payable related activity of a particular organization. Let's suppose Tata Motor itself. Okay, so now here what is happening? You're the part of this project. 50 people are there. Now, so Tata Motor is taking services from IBM, right? Might be there is a contract of 4 years. After 4 years, what is happening, guys? Now, after 4 years, Tata Motor is saying that no, I don't want to go for this contract renewal with IBM. Now, I'm going to have a contract with Infosys. So, in that case, what will happen, guys? All of a sudden, whatever these 50 people are there, they're not having any work. So, what will happen? Their profile is now, it means they're sitting on bench. Okay. So, their profile is a part of free pool. They're not having any work, right? So their profile is the part of free pool. So who is there in free pool, guys? In free pool, the people who is not having any activity right now, in the sense they're not having any work right now. Whatever the project was there, that is already gone, and these people are not having any work right now. So if you are the part of free pool, it doesn't mean that company is going to send you out immediately. No, companies, it's a huge organization, right? So if certain projects gone outside, so still there are certain projects which is there in pipeline, guys. So if those projects are coming, then what will happen? Then again they need number of resources. So again, instead of hiring new candidates, they are going to retain all the employee whoever is there in free pool, and these people are going to be adjusted. So for that, they'll be having resource management team will be there, right? Resource management team will be there, and these people are going to, what is the use of resource management team, guys? So these people are going to handle all the resources. They are going to identify, let's suppose they got the new project. So again, resource management team, they have to hire, like, let's suppose they required 60 candidates. So, and in free pool, let's suppose now, because 50 candidates released from a particular project, likewise some other projects are also there, from there also certain candidates released. So in free pool, let's suppose 300 employees are there. So this resource management team is going to adjust the employee from free pool, and they are going to provide the work. So now here, in case of consultant also, let's suppose, so consultants also will be the part of free pool, guys, because multiple projects are going, coming, it happens. So multiple consultants also will be there in the free pool. So what will happen? Project manager is going to check this free pool and all, and in free pool, like, okay, how many consultants are there? So in free pool, like, all the details will be there, even their profile also will be there, guys. Their resume also will be there in the free pool, in the sense on that project manager will be having access of, like, on their internal portal, all the details will be available, and managers will be having access of those things and all. So they are going to check the profile of the candidates, and they are going to make a list of the candidates, right? So from free pool, okay, how many candidates are required, guys, for this implementation? So let's suppose 30 candidates are required. From free pool, project manager got only 25 candidates. What about remaining 5? So they have to go for external recruitment. External recruitment means going to this remaining 5 candidates are going to be hired from outside. They will check the profile on job portals and then they'll take the interview and they're going to hire those 5 resources, right? So total a team of 30 people is there now ready. So here in first phase, what is happening, guys? In first phase, first of all, team size and team member, very important, because this is what these people are going to implement this SAP. And the next one is then project planning. Okay, so what is happening in project planning, guys? So here in project planning, generally, first of all, the project is going to be segregated in 5 phases. For every phase, there should be some deadline. First phase must be completed in these many days. Second phase must be completed in these many days. Third phase must be completed in these many days. So for every phase, there should be some deadline. Then only what is happening, guys? The entire project is going to be completed in 8 months, right? If you talk about implementations of SAP, guys, right? So there in the previous session, I said like installation of SAP is called implementations. So not only installation, guys, multiple configurations are also supposed to be done. SAP is going to be customized as per client requirement. And this customization takes lots of time. This installations take lots of time, right? So installation doesn't mean that like the way we are going to install a particular app in our smartphone, it takes hardly 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So I'm not talking about that installations, guys. Here SAP installations or SAP implementations takes huge because in order to customize and configure every process, we need to take multiple, input from client. Lots of discussions will happen with the client. Every time this discussion will be a continuous process, guys. It's like during the entire implementations, we need certain inputs every time from client. You'll be having interaction with the client, and based on that, we are going to do all this configuration. So this session is going to be quite interesting, guys. Just be with me. Okay, and everything I'm going to explain in a sequence. Here is the major problem, because I have seen like multiple tutorials where like things are going to be hodgepodge. You don't like sequence itself is not there. Topic number, let's suppose 1, then topic number 5, then topic number 7, and then topic number 4. So here like lots of confusion with there to the candidates. You don't know the sequence in which. So the sequence is very important, so that you guys will be having perfect understanding. So I'm going to, whatever the sequence I'm maintaining, this is what the perfect sequence, and in this sequence itself, even we follow and we proceed in real time also. So now here, so project planning means all the deadlines are going to be decided by project manager. And then kickoff meeting. Kickoff meeting means what will happen, guys, here in kickoff meeting generally. So let's suppose team size decided, team member already completed, that these are the 30 people. Okay, now, so what will happen, guys? Project planning is also done, everything is done. Now, so kickoff meeting means, so team is already set. There is a team of 30 people. So there'll be internal meeting is going to happen. Okay, internal meeting, it's a kind of introductory meeting, we can say, because all 30 people are from different module, right? Like let's suppose 2 or 3 people are from FICO module, 2 candidates is from SD module, 2 candidates from MM module. Let's suppose project manager decided that 1 senior and 1 junior consultant I'm going to hire in each and every module, and later on, based on the requirement, the team size is going to be increased also, right? So kickoff meeting means internal meeting is going to take place, where the project manager is going to explain, give a brief explanations about this project, nature of the project, the deadline which is given by client, what is the client expectations. These all things are going to be explained here in this kickoff meeting. So it's internal meeting, guys, where everybody are going to introduce about themselves, so that you will come to know, okay, this guy is SD consultant, this guy is MM consultant, because we need to know, right? Implementation is a teamwork. So here introductions is going to, even finally project manager is also going to give all the introductions about this entire projects and all. So kickoff meeting is what, guys? So generally, if you talk about kickoff, like in football match, what is happening, guys? So here, like there'll be like one captain, somebody is going to win the toss. From two captain, one is going to win the toss, and then he's going to hit the football, right? And then the match is going to begin. Match is started. So likewise here, kickoff meeting means once this meeting is conducted, it means from there onwards, originally in the sense like now project is going to be started. Till now, what is happening? These all are internal activities only. We have not interacted with the client. Nothing has happened with the client till now. Here, team size, team member, these all are internal activities only. Kickoff meeting also, it's internal meeting itself, right? So once the kickoff meeting is done, then what is happening, guys? After that, everybody are going to do they're going to perform their respective activities. What activities? So once the kickoff meeting is done, then we are going to move to the next phase, and that phase is called business blueprint phase. So what happens in business blueprint phase, guys? Look at here, in this phase, consultant will have a discussion with their respective department member, that is called core team member, regarding business process. And then what will happen? We'll record the entire requirement in a document, and that is called blueprint. Now here I'll explain in details. So here in second phase, what is happening? Till now, in first phase, all the discussions and whatever has happened, that is internal meeting itself is done. Till now we are not having any interaction with the client. And what for this entire team is gathered together, guys, for Tata Motor itself, because we have to do implementations of SAP in Tata Motor, right? So for implementations, we must be having like you must have to interact with the Tata Motors, right? So now here, second phase onwards, in this phase, consultant will have a discussion with the respective department member. Now, you are a FICO consultant, and you are also the part of this project. Okay, so now what you have to do? If you talk about interactions, now interaction doesn't mean that you guys are going to do the interaction, guys. Of course, along with you, a senior consultant also will be there, so that person is going to interact. But generally, what will happen? Even you are also going to be part of that meeting, because this is how you guys are going to learn. Right now you are a junior, later on of course you are going to be senior, right? So here interaction means we are going to interact with the client, we are going to discuss with the client. So here in this phase, consultant will have a discussion with their respective department member. Now discussion or interaction doesn't mean that Tata Motor is having 20,000 employee or 10,000 employee, so with whom I'm going to discuss, that also matters. So of course, FICO consultant means you guys are going to take care of finance module. You have to, let's suppose, implement finance module. Okay. Now here, so you have to discuss with the finance team only. Multiple departments are there, guys. Finance department is there, HR department is there, sales department is there, purchase department is there, warehouse is there, right? So every consultant for that, like for sales, we are having SD consultants. So those people are going to interact with the sales team. For purchase, we are having MM consultant. Those people are going to interact with the purchase team. For HR, we are having HR consultant. These people are going to interact with the HR department. You are working as a finance consultant, so you have to discuss with the finance department. In finance department also, let's suppose total 200 employees are there. So it doesn't mean that we are going to discuss one by one with every person. So Tata Motor is going to deploy a particular person from finance department, saying that this person is going to represent the entire finance department. One expert, one senior guy will be there from finance department, and that particular person from Tata Motor, whoever has been deployed by Tata Motor, that he is the front face of, like, he is the this person is going to represent the entire finance module, right? So that person is called core team member. That person is called core team member. Okay, so look at here, that is why I have specified here in this page consultant. Consultant means you people, we'll have a discussion with the respective department member, that is called core team member, regarding what? Regarding, of course, business process, what we are going to implement, what we are going to configure. So first of all, we have to gather the requirement, right? Now again, what requirements are going to be gathered, guys, that you guys will come to know only once we proceed further, because during configurations multiple inputs are required. So once you proceed further, guys, in every session I'm going to tell you that, okay, in these configurations what are the inputs required from client side, so that you guys will be having a perfect understanding that, okay, what inputs we are going to gather from client side. So we are going to have discussion with the client, okay, and client means a particular person, and that person is called core team member, regarding what? Regarding business process. And even that core team member, in the sense that person is going to give you multiple requirement. I need so and so activity, this I need this, I need that, multiple things are going to be explained, right? So here, whatever the requirements are going to be raised by core team member, that is, so it's not like a verbal discussion is going to happen. Even we have to note down the requirement also, right? So that whatever the discussions are happening, look at here, regarding the business process, we'll record the entire requirement. Whatever the requirements are going to be given by client, these requirements are going to be it is going to be recorded, right? So we'll record the entire requirement in a document. You have to prepare a document, and that document is called blueprint. Okay, why? Because I'll tell you guys. Now let's suppose client has during our discussions, they are saying that I need this, I need that, lots of things. They have explained around 10 topics. Okay, it means these are the 10 requirements raised by Tata Motor, and that too the core team member of finance department. And later on, what will happen? So if you have not recorded these things, later on what will happen? They can get back from their statement saying that no, it was not 10, I said 15, right? So here what is happening? We are going to record entire requirements, and then there'll be one more thing. You have to prepare a document also. You have to prepare a document, and that document called blueprint document. That document is blueprint document. And once the blueprint document is prepared, guys, then what is happening? We have to take sign off from client side, saying that this is what our discussion is, and this is what the requirement raised by you, and these things we are going to meet, in the sense during configurations we are going to take care of these things, we are going to deliver you. But before that, the requirement must be freezed. Once we proceed further, once we started our configurations, and in between if you are coming back with few further like few more requirement, then it's very difficult to entertain, because we are having a deadline that we have to plan accordingly, right? So first of all, the requirement must be freezed, right? So here discussion is over, then we are going to record these all requirements on a piece of paper. That is called, we have to prepare a document. Okay, so the document is going to be prepared. In that we have recorded all the requirement. This is called blueprint. This is called blueprint. So blueprint is going to be prepared, guys, and once the blueprint is prepared, then we need sign off from client side, so that in future there won't be any problem. Or else they'll say that no, it was not 10, instead of that we said 15. So the moment any such kind of things comes, then in that case what is happening? We are having proof, because the BBP, in the sense blueprint, we have already prepared and it was signed off also. We can say that look at here, these are the requirement, even we both have agreed on that, right? So here what is happening, guys, a blueprint document is going to be prepared, right? Let's suppose a particular name is also going to be given here. Let's suppose Tata Motor, and which document? Blueprint, and for which module? This module, and even it is a version name is also going to be given. Version, let's suppose this is the version. Okay, so this is the name of the document. and this is going to be sent to the core team member for sign off. Okay, they will have a look and then they're going to. So let's suppose what is happening. The first, they're saying that not approved. They'll not approve because in that like blueprint, multiple what to say, they find like okay, certain mistakes are there. They'll say that no, you have to like whatever this process is there in that certain accounting entry which we have specified is wrong. So you have to rectify these things, right? So now we are going to rectify, and it is going to be okay. So here accounting entry doesn't mean, guys don't worry, the accounting entry doesn't mean that you are supposed to be expert, you are supposed to be expert of these all things. Accounting entries means see, I'll tell you, if you talk about SAP, in SAP there are multiple non-finance and account background people are also working as a SAP finance consultant, right? So here it is the part of IT. Okay, if you are the expert of finance and account, it's okay. Even if you're not the expert of finance and account also, it's okay. Why? Because that you will come to know later. Okay. So, and even if you talk about me, I'm also not the expert of finance and account, guys. I'm not from accounting background. Still, I'm working as a finance consultant. I'm having 12 years of experience right now. So I'll tell you guys. So here, let's suppose first blueprint we have prepared and that is not approved by client. They found certain mistake. They're saying that you have to rectify these things. Okay, and they will highlight those things, whatever the rectifications are there, they are going to specify those things also, and as per their instructions we are going to modify the blueprint. Again, second time I sent, and second time again they are saying not approved. They found some more issues related to alignment or font or something, because see, I'll tell you guys, there are certain core team member who is going to check even font size also. They are going to check the alignments also, right? So these people are going to say no, this is not approved. Again we have, and they are going to rectify. Again they are going to highlight what rectifications are required. Again we have done all the rectifications, and this time again, so the same document but the version is going to be changed, guys. Now it will become version 1.2. So this is approved. So if it is approved, take the printout and produce before client for sign off for their signatures. Okay, so now here there might be a question during interview that which version of blueprint is going to be sent to the client for sign off purposes. So now you just have a look here, guys, and you guys just tell me which version of blueprint is going to be sent to the client of sign off purpose. So I know that 90% of you might be thinking version 1.2, but this is not the correct answer, right? This is not version 1.2, because let's suppose if this is also not approved, then again you have to prepare another version, right? That's 1.3. Then now look at here, this is going to be approved. So now it become 1.3. So here I'll tell you guys, generally if somebody is going to ask a question like that, you have to say, so whatever the not approved versions are there, this is called draft version. So these all are draft version. Okay, and whatever approved is there, that is called final version. So always, guys, during interview, okay, I'm still able to remember in my second interview, this question was asked by a person that, okay, which version of blueprint is going to be sent to the client for sign off purpose. So of course, its final version itself we are going to send to the client. Logically also, if you think logically, draft version means there is some client has found some mistake and all, right? So whatever the version is approved, that is going to be treated as a final version, and this is going to be sent to the client for sign off. Okay, so which version of blueprint is going to be sent to the client for the sign off, guys? It's final version only. Okay, So now here what is happening, final version of blueprint is going to be, you have to take the printout and it is going to be sent to the client for sign off. And generally even consultant signature is also there, and then core team member signature also will be there. And once the signature is done, then what is happening, guys? Then the second phase is over. It means now we have freezed all the requirement. After that, whatever the new requirements are going to be given by client, then what will happen? It's not going to be entertained. Why? Because that phase itself is over. Now we have moved to the next phase, right? This is why, see, the phases, whatever has been, like the phases are there, first phase, second phase, third phase. In every phase certain activities are there, and if we don't go for sign off of this blueprint and all, then client means they will keep on giving you requirement, guys, and it's impossible to complete the entire project even in 8 years also. Forget about the 8 months, because client means it's very difficult to satisfy those people, right? They will keep on searching some new things and all. Even there are certain useless things also, they will say that, okay, I need this one also, I need this one also, right? So it's very difficult. And whatever requirements are going to be raised, it doesn't mean that we are going to accept each and everything. Whatever the feasible, whatever the possible things are there, that is only going to be accepted. And there are certain things which is going to be rejected also, right? There are certain things which is going to be rejected also. Okay, so now here what is happening in blueprint? So in blueprint, whatever the discussion has happened with the client, whatever the requirements were raised by client, whatever the requirements are accepted by us, those requirements are going to be specified in a particular document. That document is called blueprint. Okay, once the blueprint preparations is completed, once you have taken the sign off, then we are going to move to the next phase, and the next phase is called realization phase. So what is happening in realization phase? What activity we are going to perform in realization phase is going to be explained in detail in next session. Okay, so in next session I'll explain realizations. Then we are having final preparations. What activities are going to happen in final preparations, that is also going to be explained. So these all things are going to be explained in next session, guys. That's all in this session.